Now we're going to speak to Ian Bothwell, who is the founder member of the Crossfire Trust, and it operates here in Crossmaglen on a market day. So Ian, how did this all start for you?
It all started as a result of a television programme which I saw back in 1981, and it showed Crossmaglen in rather negative light with bullet holes and fear and devastation, and I decided to come and remind the people that there was a God who had a future and a hope for them.
So then you arrived in Crossmaglen, and how were you received at the time?
Well, it was very strange. Looking back, the soldiers didn't know who I was or what my motive was, so they had an issue, and local people were curious as to why I had come, and dogs did follow me around and bark because I was a stranger. But local people did take me in, and when we started to play with the children, the parents really appreciated our input and trusted us, and maybe the church had needed time really to think about our motive and what we were coming in to do. And probably looking back, we probably didn't know what we were trying to do, but we wanted to try and do something, and we started with the children and teenagers and built up relationship.
So you came here as you were in your early 20s when you arrived in Crossmaglen.
I was 21 and had just finished a 2-year diploma in theology in the Bible College in England, and really wanted to change the world, and was prepared to go anywhere, but I didn't realise I was going to go 30 miles down my own county and meet my neighbours who were, well, I didn't know the people in Crossmaglen. I was a complete blow-in, but a blow-in that couldn't be blown out, and I'm still here.
Yeah, so I'd say maybe you were received with a bit of apprehension at the start, and people maybe thought you had an agenda of some sort, or you were pushing some sort of religion. So you're totally multi-denominational, and what you did in fact achieve was you brought all sides of the community together here in Crossmaglen and turned it into a positive story.
I certainly did. I fell in love with the place and really developed a great love and understanding. The teenagers back in those days talked to me, told me what it was like, what their values and thoughts and procedures were, and I think from that I built a very good understanding of the local needs and cultural aspirations and loyalties, and built a good foundation of respect and trust. The local people didn't really know what to do with me, but they liked the idea of this guy coming in from outside, and they trusted me with their children, remarkably trusted me, and allowed me to develop where we are today, bringing people in from outside, especially from England, to build bridges north and south, east and west, and from Ireland to England.
So what sort of clubs did you set up for the youth?
I started with a 5-day summer club in a local Ardross Park, local park, and I've kept coming there for 33 years. And then we bought an ex-Ulster bus and turned it into a mobile drop-in centre. And so I drove a bus in here on a weekly basis and developed a drop-in centre. Then we came to Crossmaglen Market, where we brought items for sale and built up further contact and conversation. And then this is now our 4th vehicle, purpose-built, £160,000 worth of love and action, where we can have a space to talk to people and build up even deeper relationships.
And it could be compared to, I suppose, what we've seen springing up around the country lately is these men sheds.
Yes, it's very important to have an environment in which men feel they can talk, and there's no sign for counselling or befriending. It's just a drop-in centre. There's tea and coffee, and especially hot soup at 8 o'clock in the morning that some men really appreciate. And I think having a market stall where men can lean on and talk over is very important. It's not a counselling environment, and yet it's an ideal opportunity for men to talk about issues, how they think, how they feel, and what they'd really like to achieve and do in life, which perhaps they have been denied the opportunities during the Troubles, but they are certainly aiming for a better future, and wanting to put things in place that they can be more cross-community, more friendly towards their neighbour, and more understanding.
And would I be right in assuming that it's not just for men, the ladies are welcome as well?
Oh, the ladies are welcome, teenagers, and those who we reach out to in the summer. The children come and bring photographs in September and October of their summer activities with us. So there's a lot of contact and genuine conversations about real life issues, and we do like to bring people in from outside to meet the people of Crossmaglen, because there's a friendliness here, there's a culture of openness and respect and good fun, which I think the outside world don't know about the old Crossmaglen, as I refer to it, of hospitality and openness, and the sharing of food and the sharing of resources and the telling of stories, people's life experiences, and they do want to get this out to other people. I remember some lady said to me, when you take your nice meeting, Jane, in Belfast and wherever you go, please tell them that we're nice down here in Crossmaglen, and that's my pleasure to do.
So really what we're saying is, for too long Crossmaglen has been seen in a negative light, and this story of the trust being set up here has really turned it into a positive news story for Crossmaglen.
Oh yes, it's positive that we are here. And it was difficult in the early days, but we have been welcomed and allowed to come, and there's great opportunity for us. We're looking to get established here in a permanent base, what we do informally, driving in and driving home again. We want to come here and stay and put our roots down, and there's that desire in the people for us to do that.
And of course we're looking around the town, and there's a thriving market here today, and that happens once a month.
It happens on the first and third Friday of the month, and there's lots of opportunity for cross-border trade and opportunities. There's bargains, there's skill, there's a lot of resources that come out here at the market day that wouldn't be normally available in local shops. So, but on top of that, there's an opportunity for neighbour to meet neighbour and to talk and discuss, and it's an ideal opportunity to showcase Crossmaglen.
So for 30 years you've been operating in the Crossmaglen area, is that correct?
33 years. 33 years since I first came, and then I developed out of my volunteering base. I've developed Crossfire Trust as a registered charity that's connected to agencies and fundraising and support, and accountable and supportive, and we are connected in. In 2003 I got a Peace Prize from President Bush. That really was a line in the sand when we were working quietly, maybe just keeping our heads down and getting on with the job. Then we went more public, and now we can have a view on peace building and reconciliation, particularly coming from grassroots, from the real needs of the people, and maybe we can advise people in social development agencies about the need for mental health, and for the men of Crossmaglen to get the support that they need to face the issues, layers and multiple issues that they have to face.
And when you set up the Crossfire Trust and came to the markets here, of course the markets have been here for a lot longer than that. How many hundred years are the markets going here in Crossmaglen?
The markets were already established here. There was an old country market where the cattle were sold in the square, and often when I came in the early days, my market stall would be in the wrong place. But I can remember being very comfortable in that agricultural background, and being surrounded by cows. I was selling Bibles and books and blankets and clothes and bric-a-brac, and it was all very natural and very comfortable.
And just to give people a picture in their mind of what time we're talking about, what year was that?
That was 1981. There was T-shirts for Bobby Sands, and it was the hunger strike was just around the corner, and looking back, things were just about to get bad and difficult and demanding, and yet Crossmaglen remained open to me, and I kept coming.
Well, that's a positive news story here from Crossmaglen. We've been speaking to Ian Bothwell of the Crossfire Trust. Now we're speaking to Sebastian Evans, who's a local here in Crossmaglen. So you're involved with the Crossfire Trust, and what have you been doing with the Crossfire Trust? What sort of events have you been involved with?
I have been going to camping with Crossfire Trust. I have been staying in different places, taking day trips up and down the country. I have been volunteering with them this 2 years, and just helping out whenever I can down in Darkley and around the area.
And so it's a very well known organisation here in
it's very
Crossmaglen.
well
It's well established.
Yes, very well established. Been here since, I'd say, the 80s, helping out.
Would people come maybe when they finish school and get involved for a couple of years, then move on to college and come back again?
Well, I would hope so, to be honest. It's a very nice organisation. You'll always meet people, go out on social activities. It helps people come together as a community, cross through the religion barrier, and help other things like people with maybe problems, antisocial, bring them out and meet new people.
Yeah, and then also get them the help that's needed, specialised help.
Especially help. It will get them, like people in Cross were affected by the Troubles. It brings out the better side, tries to bring out, talking to them, what went through their minds in the Troubles, what happened, what affected them. It also helps them with that, yes.
Yeah, because I think it's important to point out that outside of Crossmaglen, people would have a different image of it. And when they come here and see the friendly atmosphere and the people, they're very warm, they have the stories, you know, it's a very, very nice place to be.
Oh yeah, it is a very nice place. Like, it did get a bad reputation years ago. It was known as bandit country for a long time, and when people come in to actually find out it's a nice committee, friendly people, a lot of local shops will be very assistant with everything they do, and it's just full of normal people that want to have a bit of crack.
So the service is involved there, and plus of course you get fantastic value here in Crossmaglen as well.
Oh yeah, very good value. You've got sports shops, local news agents, and you've got the Gaelic team, of course. Always a good place to go. But it's a very nice place, yes.
And it's the home of Oisín McConville?
Oh, it is the home of Oisín, yes. Oisín's a very nice man. He's done well in his Gaelic career.
Okay, thank you for talking to us today.
That's no problem, you're very welcome.
Now we're speaking to Fiona Kieran here in the Cross Square Hotel in Crossmaglen. How long is the hotel open now, Fiona?
Martin, the hotel is open 7 years this March time.
And since you've built the hotel, you've made a recent connection in the last couple of years with the tour company.
Yes, we've made a fantastic connection with a local tour company just right across the border in Enniskeane, Matthews Tours. How that connection came about is through the Crossmaglen and South Armagh Chamber of Commerce, of which I'm secretary, the formation of a tourism subcommittee to connect the natural interland, which would be South Armagh and the Enniskeane, Dundalk, Monaghan area, and that connection has just went from strength to strength.
And this is Matthews that were involved with the Olympics there.
Yes, that's exactly Matthews Tours. Colin Murphy is the representative from Matthews Tours, and myself and Colin work together on promoting tours, particularly the border tours, to the North American market.
And so when people come to South Armagh, to Crossmaglen, and from these tours, what is the reaction?
It's one of complete surprise, actually. South Armagh and Crossmaglen has that notoriety factor attached to it because of the Troubles. I think that when visitors come to South Armagh and to Crossmaglen particularly, they're surprised at the warmth of the people, and I suppose the fact that we have been closed off for quite a number of years because of the Troubles, there is a want and a need from the local people to show the world pretty much who we are and what we have. We have a fantastic history, albeit a little bit colourful in its nature, but I think the natural beauty that we have in the area, the folklore, the stories, the music, and recently actually the Bard of Armagh competition, which is renowned worldwide, the winner of the Armagh Bard is a local man, Martin Herty, so we're very, very proud of our music and our story and our folklore. Well,
the next time we come to Crossmaglen, we must talk to Martin as well. And of course it's the home of the famous Oisín McConville.
Of course, well, Crossmaglen is synonymous with the Rangers GAA club, and we're all very proud of it. I suppose the club is endowed in every family in the area, from you pretty much can walk. There's my own children are part of the club from they've been 3 and 4 year old, and it is fantastic. From Oisín, from the senior team the whole way down to infants, it's just a fantastic resource in the area.
And now, recently you had another visit. You had a visit from another very famous GAA person, DJ Kerry. How did that come about, and how did it go?
Well, the connections between the Rangers GAA club stretches far and wide. So DJ Kerry was approached by Cahill Short, another renowned Rangers GAA player, to come to the area, and DJ Kerry has just recently completed his autobiography. We had phenomenal support for the book launch here. We had teams travel from Monaghan, from Armagh and from Louth. It actually coincided with the lighting of the Christmas tree here in the town. So not only had we DJ Kerry, he had stiff competition with the man in the red suit himself, Mr. Santa Claus. On that night, it was a fantastic showcase for the town. Many of the businesses stayed open late and ran special offers, and DJ Kerry has promised to come back to Crossmaglen in the future.
Well, now, I heard reports, Fiona, that DJ Kerry sold more books here in Crossmaglen than any of the other launches he had done.
That's exactly right. Well, it's a testament to the people, really, of this area. As I said, GAA, football, hurling is at the very core of our being here in this area, so it's no surprise.
Now, it'll be probably a surprise to people who were living in the past to find out that when they come to Crossmaglen, there's no army walking the streets, there's no heavy police presence, there's no one hanging around with whatever.
No, there's, people I think are actually surprised that there's no marking even when you cross the border. You don't know when you're in the north or when you're in the south. Crossmaglen, it would be unfair to say Crossmaglen is like any other town, because we're not. We have that little something special here in Crossmaglen. It is a small town. We are the first hotel in Crossmaglen in over 100 years. And incidentally, the last hotel in the town was ran by an aunt of my grandmother's, Auntie Jo. We didn't really know the history of the last hotel in the town. It was called the Commercial Hotel, and a local person actually presented us with a photograph. And in the photograph is a picture of my grandmother as a 14-year-old young girl who was sent over to do chambermaid and help out in the kitchen, and her oldest grandchild is doing exactly the same almost 100 years later. Well,
they say that history often repeats itself, and here's a prime example of it. And I must say, we've been looking around the hotel, it's a fantastic facility. You do functions as well.
We do, and just to say that Crossmaglen, and particularly the Cross Square Hotel, is very much open for business. Crossmaglen in South Armagh is a dual currency area, which means you can come with your euros or your sterling and spend it here. And this is what you call the blatant sales pitch. We have a great sale. We have a great sale on our rooms from now until February, and it's 45 sterling for two people. As they say, buy one get one free. We're halfway between Dublin and Belfast, and fantastic location for both Dundalk and Newry shopping, so you can't miss Crossmaglen.
So if you're coming up from Dublin for Christmas and you want to do a bit of cross-border shopping, this is the place to stay, at the Cross Square Hotel here in Crossmaglen. Now we're here in Luke Murphy's pharmacy in Crossmaglen, and we're speaking to Ellen Waters. And how do you find trade this year, Ellen?
Yes, we're finding trade's actually very good this year. We're really noticing that there's an increase, with southern people coming down across the border, to make use of the reduced perfumes and the prescriptions and things like that there as well. We really have a lot of things to offer here with very good prices.
And would there be a huge price difference?
Generally, there is a very good price difference now, with especially with prescription drugs. We're always open for quotes, and we're quite happy to take that. If anybody's interested, they can give us a wee ring on 048 30 861 333, or else they can call in and we can give them a price face to face. That's fine as well.
And how come the pharmacies have priced the drugs differently here than in the Republic?
Okay, generally in the Republic of Ireland, it's a lot of brands that are produced, or not produced, but actually given on prescription. So here we actually deal a lot with generic drugs, which means that we're able to give them at a very good price.
Yes, I believe even in the Republic of Ireland as well now, some of the pharmacies will offer an alternative generic brand to the branded one as well, which is an awful lot cheaper. But there is, again, the price difference and the sterling difference So this year it's more in your favour.
Oh, it definitely is. This it has been for the last couple of years since we're allowed to dispense prescriptions from the south now. It has worked very favourably in a lot of southern people. Not for every case now, mind you, but for most cases it works out an awful lot cheaper.
And when did that law change that allowed you to legally sell drugs to the south?
I would say approximately about 2 or 3 years ago. So since then, trade has definitely picked up here, and we've got a lot of southern customers since then.
And would that have been a European lifting of a ban on cross-border activity?
Yeah, exactly. That's a European law that was changed then a couple of years ago.
And that was to allow people from Italy to shop in Spain for drugs or whatever.
Yes,
so it's the same here in Ireland.
Yes, exactly. Anybody anywhere in the European Union, as a general rule, there might be exceptions to that, but as a general rule, yeah, that's a European prescription would be okay here then.
Okay, thank you for talking to us, Ellen.
No bother at all. Thanks for having me.
This is Mark Markey reporting for BorderRegionTV from the Square in Crossmaglen.